This video is sponsored by Squarespace.
Hello everybody, glad you could make it. My name is Kaylee Ellen and welcome to this plant haul. I mentioned on my previous video, which was my grow tent tour, that I had some stuff coming. It is now that time. So I've just repotted them. You will actually see that next week. I've had to do it back to front, really weird in my head, but I'm going to show you what I got. And I've just realized after filming that video that I have a plant in my cabinet that is unpotted, so it hasn't been potted up yet, and it's sat in a saucepan. So I'm still going to show you it, but it's going to be in a saucepan. So, in no particular order, I'm going to show you some of the amazing plants that I have, because some of them, oh my god, they're incredible. So, yeah, I don't know which one to go for first. Ooh, I've got one. I think I'll do like smaller to big, large, whatever. Don't mind the hair, by the way. Literally, it's 29 degrees Celsius in here. First plant I want to show you is this guy. And you know what? He looks so boring, unassuming, completely get that. This is Carla Blackie David Fell. It's super cool. It's got a lot of history behind it. Essentially, to me, to a layman, it's kind of cool because although it's Carla Blackie, the David Fell has a red insert in the top. Hopefully you can see that. I wish I had a bigger one to show you. I actually thought this was going to be bigger. Ben obviously took care of all of these today and got all of these in, so I didn't know anything. I was just asked, do you want a David Fell? I was like, is it good? Is it different? He was like, yes, here you go. I was like, right, cool, get it. But the picture I was shown was obviously bigger, so I wasn't aware of the size that was being bought. So it's smaller than I hoped for, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, it will grow. This has been rehabilitated in the exact same way as all the others. I'll talk about it a bit later on. But you probably know what that is by now because it's how I rehabilitate everything when it comes in. But yeah, he's super cute. He will go in the grow tent next to my Carla collection, and I love him very much. He's potted up, just like all the others, by the way, in my pond, and there are some homemade slits in the bottom of this plastic cup. If it looks dry, it is. I've not watered any of these through yet, basically just because I knew I had to hold them up. Well, there's one I watered through and I've got instant regret because it's massive and I'm going to drip it all over myself when I show you it. But anyway, we'll pop him down, but that is very, very cute. My wonderful David Fell Carla Blackie. Obviously, I will give you an update on this when it's bigger and it's throwing out colour, because it is a very nice Carla Blackie. It's just, I appreciate nobody's going to care about that, so fair enough, fair enough. This is quite nice. Now, I'm still developing my opinion on variegated anthurium. All right, I'm still developing my opinion. I think whether I like them or not depends on the variegation. I've said this before. A lot of variegated anthuriums, at least back in the day anyway, the variegation looked a bit more like bleach toned and I didn't like it. This plant is known for being very, very nice in terms of its variegation, and it's this guy. Now, I know he is small. If we look at him there, and I just turn him around here and you see his leaves, you can probably see what it says on the tag there, guys. But this is Anthurium Megatron. And if you're unsure about whether you might like Megatron, I really invite you to look at it on Instagram because it's amazing. And this, the variegation on this is obviously very, very nice and pure. And this is very, very young. So for this to look like this, that's fantastic. The newer leaf is not as variegated, but I'm not worried because generally the whole plant has more than enough variegation in it. It does have a new leaf on the way. I can't gauge anything at all from it. I don't know if you're actually going to be able to see it there. Say new leaf in on the way. I don't know. But the important thing is the genes are in the plant. As long as it keeps growing and it doesn't die and I can chop it, I can get some variegation out of it. The thing about, I'm pretty sure it's this one. The thing about Megatron is, I think the variegation seems to pass on to seeds when it's selfed or crossed or whatever. It's got a very high chance of passing it on. So that's actually one of the reasons why I have it. Because one, if it looks cool by itself, great, awesome, job done. But two, if I can start passing some variegation down to the seeds and get some really nice seeds and some really nice crosses, then it's worth having. Capiche? Obviously, needless to say, that's going to be a little while because it's very small. However, it's very, very pretty and I really like it. I really, really like it. I can't wait for this to get bigger and a deeper color as well, because this is the same thing with most anthurium when they're super young, unless it's like a super dark anthurium. It's quite light still. Like all the leaves are really quite light. It just needs to deepen down. But it will, and I think it's awesome. So I'll just show you that one more time. If I tilt it, there you go. Oh, so pretty, so pretty. So that is Anthurium Megatron. Love him. Small but mighty, guys, small but mighty. This next plant hasn't done very well, and honestly, it's kind of easy to see why, and it's because it basically had no root, which is a big shame, big shame. But this here, this dog-eared looking plant, has not done as well as the others, and it's because, literally guys, the roots coming off this are less than an inch. It's been cut, honestly, a little bit too aggressively to sell this, in my personal opinion. But this is King of Spades butterfly. Now, I have a King of Spades. I do not have a butterfly. My King of Spades, can you see it? I don't know. Here, if I wiggle that, that's King of Spades there. Mine is actually quite shit. It's quite muted actually compared to other Kings of Spades out there, so it's not the best. But the butterfly might be quite nice. It's a little bit like, if you like Anthurium Fairchild, it's almost like a Fairchild crossed with a King of Spades. It's not. I think King of Spades butterfly is just a mutation. Could be wrong. Correct me if you like. I think that's what it is. But it is a nice plant. It's just a shame that it's doing what it's doing. And that's been sat in number 3 as well, and it's still a little bit upset. So, as I say, the roots are literally that long. If you want to see the roots, then next week's video, you will see me literally repot it and you can see the roots. So, until then, you just have to trust me that there is literally no root. I mean, if I spin this round, you can't see a single root. You feel me? Not great. Do I like the plant? Yes. It's not my favourite, but I think it'll be good to breed with. You know me, guys, I'm not quite as enamoured by veiny things. It is more the dark boys for me. And oh my God, have I got some dark boys for you in this haul. You would not believe. I think I might have to pick one up in a minute. Honestly, you're not ready. You're not ready. This is a shame. This is basically reverting. This was bought a while ago, and I'm guessing it's kept on growing, and it's actually reverted in that time. Big shame. I didn't know much about this, but this is Anthurium Leopard by, I think it says Fort Sherman Dorito. I don't know if that means Fort Sherman crossed with Dorito. I've just gone with the names that were sold to us as, so fair enough. But you can see there, it did have pink variegation on here, but the leaves since then have not. So this is a case of wait and see, try and chop it down. It's too young to chop at the minute, obviously, but I'm sure it'll be fine eventually. I don't know. Not ideal, but you get an idea of how it could be, right? Because I don't know if that's throwing pink on camera, but I promise that is actually a pink. Can you see if I do it that way? Yeah. You just have to trust me when I say that is pink and not white. It really, really is. It's a big shame because that on these new leaves, there is literally nothing, like not a speck of variegation. It's a nice enough plant. Like, I'm not knocking the plant. It's just, you got to remember, guys, the point being it was bought for being a variegated plant, right? You know, I'm allowed to be a bit disappointed by that. But otherwise, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's done really well with shipping actually, but then again, I say that they all have, minus one plant, which is at the very end, that has died a death. I mean, it hasn't, it's alive, but it don't look good. It don't look good at all. But yeah, that's him. There's not a lot to say about him really, so I'm going to move on. But if he stayed like that, that would be quite nice. But I do have something better than that. I don't know if it's going to be next, but I do have something better than that. Let me have a look.
Are you looking to create a brand new website, perhaps for a personal blog or to showcase and sell your own products? Get started today with Squarespace. Squarespace is a one-stop shop to create your very own sleek and professional website built from a variety of modern and fully customizable templates. No technical or programming knowledge required. I've used Squarespace for years now, guys, and I honestly won't go anywhere else. Along with all of these gorgeous website design templates, Squarespace can offer you even more assistance with Blueprint AI, your very own AI-enhanced website builder. You can literally choose the vibe of your website along with the conversational style that you want the AI to use when you ask it to help you write out little bits and pieces for content blocks. Pretty cool, huh? The best part is, guys, you can try Squarespace for yourself for absolutely free. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/Kaylee Ellen to save 10% off your first website or domain purchase. Thank you so much to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video.
So this plant is quite cute, and this plant was actually a freebie. And I love it. And I love it because I love Anthurium Fairchild Crystallinum. So this here is Anthurium Fairchild Garden Crystallinum by Dorito, which I assume is Portilli Dorito. And it's really nice because you know what? I can see the Portilli in it. Sorry, I'm stood on pond. It's not very nice. I can see the Portilli in it, but I can also definitely see a lot of Fairchild in it. And I think that's really, really quite nice. It's quite long, so it's definitely getting the length and it's getting the veining, but not too much veining. It's kind of nice. It reminds me a little bit of like the King of Spades butterfly, but really, really muted. Can you see what I'm sort of saying there? But then it's sort of because both of them kind of remind me of Fairchild a little bit. So I don't know if you need all of them if you're collecting them. It depends. Like I guess that's kind of like saying to me, hey, you don't need every dark boy. But thing is, I kind of do. Scratch what I just said. If you get them all, guys, get them all. But you know me, veining isn't my thing, but I like how muted this is. And I like that it has some length, so I can understand why it was sent to me. So he's really, really nice. He's not quite at the flowering stage yet. He is also super wobbly in his pot because he has not been watered in because, alas, I would drip it everywhere. But I popped him. Oh my God, I've got pond dripping out. Dripping out? Falling out. I have put him in this orchid pot. You know what? I'm having mixed results with these orchid pots, right? And I don't know if anybody else can agree. So they're great. The roots are great. Everything else. My gripe is actually mainly watering. If you take this to like a sink, a wash basin, whatever, and you water it all through thoroughly and you let it drain, fantastic, right? And that's probably what these things are built for. But if you water them in the way that I water them, it's not so good. It's not so good. So I'll try and explain what I mean. When you have something like this, right? Hear me out. Because the side is all the same shape, it's not lumpy and bumpy like this. When you water it, the water will sort of flood to the edge and then flow downward, right? Down the side of the pot. But when you have this, it kind of can't do it. Because it has like little, I don't know if you can see here down this orchid pot, hopefully you can. It has like little grooves down the sides. Obviously it's like a big groove here. There's holes everywhere, that the holes aren't the issue. But I'm finding when I'm watering, the way I'm doing it upstairs is I'm just doing it, over the surface long enough for it to drain out and then move on because they're all sat in situ in the grow tent. I'm not saturating every single part of this because I can't without like literally flooding it with stuff. So although they're good, I don't think they're great for how a lot of people, including me, are using them. Obviously for orchids, I completely get it. It's orchid bark anyway, you can just go with it and I think everything would get covered. But with plants like this, I don't know. Hey, maybe it's me, guys. Maybe it's me being an idiot. I don't know. I'm just finding them a little bit more difficult than a pot that is, say, all the same shape all the way around. The plants are enjoying it finally. They're growing really well. I'm just worrying that when I'm watering, I'm not getting like 100% saturation across all of it because I don't want something to dry out obviously more in one side of the pot than another side of the pot. So let me know if you have the same problems. But that's just kind of what I've been doing because obviously when I'm feeding them, I'm giving it nutrients. So I've not got it like endless amounts. I'm not just going to flush loads of nutrients down the sink. I don't mind giving it a bit, but I'm not going to do that all the time, if you know what I mean. So these are not brilliant. I would love the same thing, basically, but round. And I'm sure somebody's now going to comment saying that they exist. And please let me know if they do, because I'll probably go and find them. So yeah, side note, that's just something I've noticed about these pots. But I'm going to put him back. I do love him. He's very, very nice. He does have a slight, almost chocolatey tone sometimes. He's not going to throw that on camera, I'm sure. I'm sure he's just going to remain very normal, but I promise he has a bit of a tone there. Okay, this next plant, possibly my favorite, okay? Possibly my favorite. And I really hope, I don't know how it's going to throw on camera, but I really hope it throws on camera as good as it is in person. So if you like dark boys, potentially long Bois, not super long Bois, but longish, definitely a tapered vibe, a skinnier vibe. This could be the plant for you guys. It could be the plant for you. And it is a bit of it's a hybrid, but I don't know if it's like a select hybrid where it's presented like darker than others or what. I don't actually know as of filming this. Literally, they got delivered to my door. I unboxed them. I rehabbed them. I potted them up. I found out what the tags were. I put the tags in. That's all I know. Okay, I didn't deal with the sellers. I didn't deal with anything. So I'm just telling you it as I know it is. But this guy, oh no, he is actually throwing the exact colour that I hoped he would. So obviously we have various greenery in the background. This guy is, it would be fair to say that that's quite an oily, very, very deep purple. So I think this is the newest leaf. This is an emergent. But guys, the old leaves, if I just turn the plant around, they are dark. She dark. See what I'm saying? Is it pure black? No. But it's pretty damn dark. And this is what the back of the leaves look like. So you can see that they are basically going to stay dark. What is it called, you ask? This is Anthurium red vein dark phoenix. I know. Crossed with Hulk Naomi. Don't know if that means Hulk by Naomi or it's Hulk Naomi. I don't know. Feel free to correct me in the comments. That's cool. Learn with me. Learn with me. He's very, very nice. Obviously, he was purchased for his darkness. This is a really nice plant. I do have another very, very, very stunning larger dark plant to show you next. But this one's just a bit of something, something. I really, really like this, and I just hope it keeps up with that. Now, obviously, it's super dark, again, because of the red vein dark phoenix. I'm telling you, and I said this on my tent tour, if you want something really bougie and sexy, it crosses well, it looks good on its own, it doesn't break the absolute bank, get yourself a red vein dark phoenix, because this is the shit that it can put out, and it's incredible. And I've not seen really a bad looking red vein dark phoenix. You need to get one. And if you're unsure, go and look at my tent tour, my grow tent tour. And there's actually two in there. There's one that's smaller and there's one that's bigger. The bigger one is beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. So you can see that in there. I can't comment on the Hulk Naomi bit because I don't know. I've not seen it personally. But I hope that comes off super dark. If I hold it in front of myself, because I realize if I hold it over there, I might get lost. That is how dark the plant is. That's really nice. But he's not the darkest. He's not the darkest. How many plants have we got left? I think we have 2 plants left after this. So I'm going to grab the next one because the next one really excites me. It really excites me. Oh no, we have 3 plants because I need to get the saucepan plant out. So we'll do this one, the saucepan plant, and then we'll do the absolute beast. The beast. So this next guy, he is a little bit wonky in his pot, but I assure you, he is absolutely awesome. He has a bit of shipping damage, the odd tiny bits of moss. He's pest free. Don't worry, I have checks. Let me triple check. Yeah, that's not a pest. I get so paranoid because I had a plant come in. It was my giant Fort Sherman. That came in and it seemed to be fine. Luckily, I quarantined it in the cabinet for ages, but it got a really bad case of mealybug. And I know it's that specific plant because nothing in this house has it. And even the other plants around it didn't have it. So I do get a little bit about looking at these things. But so far, this is absolutely pest free. And I want to show you it because it might not look like much, guys, but I'm going to hold this up real close to the camera, and you're going to see why I bought it. You're going to see why I bought it. Are you ready? Dark boy lovers, I give you this. Look at that. Now you're thinking, ooh, what is it? Is it an X1? Well, what is that? This, I do believe, let me check. Yeah, it is. This is Anthurium black spider. Is that not just the sexiest thing you have ever seen? Now then, I don't think they all look quite as good as that. And I'm going to be honest, because it's important to be honest. This is not the newest leaf, funny enough. This leaf right here, not quite the newest leaf. This is the next leaf up, but I can see it's had some problems. That is technically the newest leaf. And it does look, I'm going to be honest, it does look a lot different. So the question is, what should it actually look like? The answer is we need to wait and see. But if I can get it to look more like this, then we are on to a winner, because honestly, how amazing is that even though I cannot stand spiders of any kind, like there was a spider that my cats killed last night, right, in my living room, and it was Big Boy, right? It was Big Boy. It was like, I wouldn't even walk around the side of the coffee table where it was, even though it was dead, because I cannot stand the sight of them. I don't want to be near them. I can't deal with it. So I've hoovered it up, but even though it was dead, I was hoovering it up at like a massive distance, and it terrified me. I'm really, really scared of them. However, when it comes to spidery things in plants, I can't, and I mean I can't get enough, right? So we've got things like the Black Widow, obviously. You know, guys, I've got 2 of them. Again, see my Grow Tent tour if you want. Love those. Love, 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 love those. I then have the red spider. Is it red spider? Yeah. Upstairs I have 2 of those, 2 different ones. One is the original clone from Cartel Dawn's red spider. I love spidery things. It doesn't make any sense. Carla Blackie, like the RA5, stuff like that, the Peter Parker. Love it. Spidery. Love it. So in my plants, I'm happy to have it. Otherwise, no. But that is so good. I need it to keep going. It's worth it to see. But to be honest, all the leaves are very different. I can't say that this is completely indicative, because look at this young leaf here. What the hell is that? Then you look at that and you think, well, that's not really anything. And then it gave us that. And then it's given us this. So it's, you know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if somebody told me it had X1 in it. It looks a little bit like Papillomanum X1. I don't know. But what I do know, sorry, my light it needs a second to come back down to earth. I do know it's very sexy. And it's in Cataphyll, so what more could you want? I definitely think selfing it and creating its own seeds might be quite good, actually. I can see that being really quite nice. So let's see. It is, I mean, whatever you think, it's obviously super dark. Like, look how dark that is in front of me, in front of the greenery in the background. See what I'm saying? Like, it's dark. It's dark. It's very, very pretty, and I like it. So that is Black Spider. I think it's probably now time for the saucepan part of the haul. So I'm going to go get my saucepan out, guys. 1 minute. I'm not joking. It is in a pan. And the reasoning is because I used all of my jugs on these other plants, and I don't have that many jugs. So this is actually the state of the plant. So I don't know what happened here. This has completely gone, don't like you. This one wants to do something similar, but it's dying off. And then we have this big boy here that, to be honest, potentially could also die off. This one has not done very well. These are the roots. I can see rot on the roots, and it was genuinely like that when it went in. Nothing you can do if it's already going for it. But again, it's in Cataphyll. It'll be fine. I don't know what this one is. Hang on. I think I've got the tag down here. Ah, right. Okay. I don't know why it's called this. This is a bit random for me, but it's apparently called Anthurium Black Roots. The roots aren't black at all. I don't know why it's called that, actually. That's a bit bizarre. But let me just check. I'm so paranoid, honestly. But that is the name of the plant. Now, me and Ben both actually agreed that obviously Ben's bought this based off some sort of picture. I don't know, guys. It's Ben buying things, you know what he's like, right? He agreed with me today when he came over that, to be honest, there was no point buying this after buying the other 2. And we're not even sure why we bought it. We're a bit like, I say we, it wasn't even me. You get what I mean? Like, he's a bit like, well, why? I'm guessing he saw a good photo and bought it, because really, with the other 2 previous ones I've shown you, why? Like, you just don't need this at all. I don't know what's in it or anything. I know it's got some nice red veins sort of in there. I know that. Sorry, I'm holding a pan, guys. Really sorry. Don't worry, that's moss. I have checked on the back if you see anything. It does have dark backs. Like, it's not an ugly plant. It's just pointless. Is that harsh? Is that harsh? It's just pointless compared to the other 2 I've just shown you. Like, why? Why would you? If I can try and grab it at the same time, even just this, like, seriously, why? You know, you don't need this. You don't need the pan, that's for sure. But you could just get this, you know, so just be careful. I guess the lesson there is, guys, you know, just be careful when you get things. Have a look at more than one photograph if you can, or a video of the plant is even better. Just stops you doing stuff like this. Now, it's fine. You could probably clone it and sell it on. not a problem. Not a problem financially or anything. It's more of a space thing for me personally. And this has nothing to do with the fact that I've left it in a pan. I genuinely forgot. It's on the bottom shelf in my cabinet. Everything else was on the top shelf. So I've genuinely just forgotten. I'm going to put him down because, I mean, he is what he is, and he's not going to get potted now, so I'll have to get Ben to deal with that while I'm away. But I'm sure he'll be fine with it. So I'm going to put this back in the cupboard. But if you're wondering what it's sat in NurtureSystem number 3 in water. And to be fair, it's absolutely fine. It's plump, it's nice, it's great. I think these 2 leaves are they're just done. They're just done. So the next plant, I'm going to talk about it before I pick it up because it's really big and it's going to drip on me because I made the mistake of trying to water it through a little bit. The next plant is unbelievably beaten up, okay? It was not doing well when it got here. It was so big it had to go into its own almost bucket, and then it went and sat in the grow tent and it kind of rested against a shelf because it's tall. You'll see it in a second, it's really tall. So it's taken a beating anyway. I repotted it, obviously. What I would normally do is, guys, I would cut this top leaf off and I'll show you in a second. I've not done that literally for the sake of this haul to show you what it is. But after this video, I'm very likely going to cut that leaf off. Ben will probably have a kitten, but I think it's gonna produce more of a problem otherwise. I don't know. But this plant it's a plant that I've always said, I don't get it. I've always said, why would you want it? Don't get it. Doesn't seem attractive. What is the tea? Why do people get it? Why is it so expensive? Because it is really expensive. But Ben thought, hey, if people want it, let's get it. And I get the sentiment. Honestly, I do. So I want to show you this plant, but I need you to know my opinion definitely hasn't changed. If anything, I'm even more looking at it going, ugh, what's the point? Because it looks so bad. So it's going to have to grow with me and, you know, bring in a new leaf and look great before I can even decide if I even like it. And I'm going to go pick it up and I'll give you a few seconds to guess what it is. For most people, I would want to say it's semi-obvious what it is, but I'm going to go grab it and probably drip water everywhere. This massive, massive thing. Can you tell what it is? You should, honestly, if you've seen my rare plant indexes, stuff like that, Anthurium videos, you should probably tell what this is, guys. This here is Anthurium circus peanuts. The cool thing is, though, and I don't know why I didn't put the tag in, hang on. It's actually the OG, it's a clone of the OG circus peanuts. So it's like unbelievably circus peanuts. It's not even selfed or anything. It's just, that is what it is, which is kind of cool because if you're going to get one, get one. Do you know what I mean? So obviously it's for financial reasons and everything else. I reckon it'll be, I mean, we'll cross it if we can, great. But obviously propagate, sell, whatever. There is some cool things I've noticed about this plant while the leaf is still on. I'm going to try my best to show you. It is not easy. But the cool thing I've actually noticed about this plant, I don't know if you're going to see this on camera. Can you see this central vein running down here, right? See if you can identify the shape of it. Can you see that? It has ruffles all the way down it, which I thought was really kind of cool. Now, as far as I know, the emergence on these are like a super, I don't want to say blood brown, but it's like a really dark brown color. And then they should stay kind of really dark green. Before this got quite as bad as what it was very light green anyway. So honestly, looking at a plant like this, I know it's big and I know that big plants from experience, from like 6 years experience now, big plants ship worse. They always take more damage. It's just, it is what it is. But even then, I think this plant is going to be an absolute bastard to grow. Because I can't really explain myself, I can just tell, right? This is a lot of damage. This is a lot of damage. It's actually had a flower at some point that the seller has wonderfully chopped off, which is fine. I would have aborted anyway, obviously. But it's looking really bad. It's looking really bad. Now the roots, if you are interested, again, you can see it on that repot next week. The roots are absolutely fine. To be fair, I struggled to cram them in here, to the point where I was a bit worried. The roots are absolutely fine, but the plant itself looks absolutely terrible. I really want to get an inflow going and I want to smell it. I want to smell what everybody's talking about. So for me personally, the cool, exciting thing is probably that. So I guess I'm excited for that, to smell the blooms, and I will absolutely do it on camera and tell you what they smell like the best I can. And I also want to see what it's like to have an actual normal looking leaf that basically doesn't look like this, so I can really assess whether I like it or not. Hey, I might love it. I do like this ripple down the back, it is pretty cool. And I do like the really dark petioles. I think that's pretty nice. I won't lie, that's pretty nice. Other than that, I'm going to have to reserve judgment. But that, guys, concludes my plant haul. Anthurium, fine, but that concludes it. So we've got some variegated stuff, some dark stuff, some big ugly stuff. We've got a whole mix of stuff in here. If you want to see these potted up, you want to see me talk about, well, funny enough, not plants in that repot, it's actually a few other updates for you, then please feel free to watch that next week. Please do support the channel. It really, really helps me out anyway. And I guess that's it for this week's video, guys. I would love you and leave you. If you want to see that grow tent tour, you will find it linked here. So please feel free to give that a watch if you have not already. Grab a drink, grab a snack, all those good things. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye.